Before you start a digital agency, before you create a page, design a logo, or begin telling people that you now run an agency, I want you to slow down and really understand what this business is. A lot of people are attracted to the idea of owning a digital agency because it looks flexible, modern, and profitable. They see people online talking about closing clients, working remotely, charging monthly retainers, and building teams. What they don't always see is the pressure, the inconsistency, the client problems, the delivery stress, and the amount of responsibility involved once the business becomes real. A digital agency is a service business. That means you are paid to solve problems for other businesses using digital skills. Those problems may be lack of visibility, poor branding, low sales, weak content, unoptimized websites, or ineffective advertising. Your job is to take a business from where it is to where it wants to be through digital methods. That sounds simple, but it is not easy. Many people enter this space because the startup cost looks low. You don't need a physical shop, heavy machines, or a large warehouse. In the beginning, a laptop, internet connection, skill, and the ability to communicate can be enough. That low barrier is exactly why the space is crowded. Thousands of people are offering social media management, paid ads, content creation, branding, web design, and SEO. So the real competition is not just about skill. It is about trust, clarity, positioning, sales ability, and consistency. The first major foundation of a digital agency is skill. You need to be good at something valuable. You can start with one core skill, such as social media management, graphic design, copywriting, media buying, video editing, or website design. The important thing is that the skill must be able to produce a result that businesses care about. Businesses do not pay for activity, they pay for outcomes. If your work does not help them get attention, leads, sales, authority, or efficiency, it becomes difficult to charge serious money. Some people try to start an agency without mastering anything. They plan to outsource everything from day one. That model can work later, but it is dangerous at the beginning if you do not understand the work yourself. When a client asks questions, you will struggle. When a freelancer fails, you will not know how to correct the work. When results are poor, you will not know where the problem is. This is why many strong agency owners begin as freelancers. They serve clients directly, learn what works, make mistakes on a smaller scale, and then grow into an agency structure once they understand the process. Positioning is the next major issue. If you say you are a digital agency that does everything for everyone, you will sound like almost every other beginner. Clear positioning makes marketing easier. For example, instead of saying you help all businesses with social media, you could focus on helping restaurants get more customers through content and ads, or helping online coaches get more enrollments, or helping real estate agents generate leads. When your message is specific, the right clients understand you faster and trust you more quickly. Many people are afraid of niching down because they think it will reduce opportunities. In reality, strong positioning often increases better opportunities. It becomes easier to create content, easier to write offers, easier to design packages, and easier to become known for something specific. You can always expand later. At the beginning, clarity is more valuable than width. Client acquisition is the lifeblood of the agency. Without a consistent way to get clients, the business becomes stressful. Some agency owners depend only on referrals. Referrals are powerful, but they are not fully controllable. You need both inbound and outbound methods. Inbound means content, educational posts, videos, case studies, and authority building that make clients come to you. Outbound means you actively reach out through messages, emails, proposals, networking, and partnerships. A lot of beginners hide behind content creation and never do direct outreach. Others do outreach without building any credibility. The stronger approach is to combine both. Show proof of what you understand and also actively start conversations with potential clients. The agency owners who grow are usually the ones who are willing to communicate consistently. When you speak to clients, you must learn how to diagnose problems. Do not rush to list services. First, understand what the business is trying to achieve. Are they trying to get more leads, more sales, more awareness, better branding, more website conversions? Once you understand the goal, You can recommend a solution. This makes you look like a strategic partner rather than just another service provider. Pricing is where many digital agencies remain weak for a long time. Some people charge extremely low just to win the job. Low pricing can help you get initial experience, but if you stay there too long, you will become overworked and underpaid. Your pricing should eventually reflect the value of the result, the level of work involved, and the market you are serving. Monthly retainers are often useful because they create repeated income, but only if you can deliver consistently every month. Packages can also help. Instead of customizing every single offer from zero, you can create clear service packages with defined deliverables. This makes sales easier and protects you from endless random requests. Clients also understand what they are paying for more easily when the offer is structured. Once clients start coming, delivery becomes the real test. It is one thing to win a client. It is another thing to keep the client satisfied. Communication matters a lot. Many clients do not only judge the final result, they also judge how easy it is to work with you. If you are slow to reply, unclear in updates, or disorganized in your process, the relationship becomes tense, even when the work is decent. This is why systems are important. You need a process for onboarding, a process for collecting brand assets, a process for approvals, a process for revisions, and a process for reporting. When these things live only in your head, the business becomes chaotic as soon as you have more than a few clients. Simple tools can help, but the real value is in having a repeatable method. At some point, you will not be able to do everything alone. That is where team support comes in. You may start by working with freelancers. Later, you may need more reliable support. Managing other people is a different skill from doing the work yourself. You have to assign clearly, review quality, correct mistakes, set deadlines, and maintain standards. Some agency owners struggle here because they are good at the service but weak at leadership. There is also financial management. Money will come in, but money must also be managed. You need to separate capital for tools, team payment, taxes, software, ads, and personal income. If you spend everything that enters the business, growth becomes difficult. A digital agency can look profitable on the surface while still being unstable underneath if cash flow is poorly handled. Another reality is that clients can be difficult. Some will pay late. Some will change requirements repeatedly. Some will expect unrealistic results. Some will disappear after receiving the work. Contracts, deposits, clear scope, and written agreements help reduce these problems. Being professional is not pride. It is protection. Competition will always exist. New freelancers and new agencies appear every day. That means your reputation, proof, communication, and consistency become part of your advantage. A clean brand identity, testimonials, before and after examples, and clear messaging can help you stand out more than just claiming to be the best. You also need emotional stamina. One month you may close good clients and feel unstoppable. Another month conversations may go cold and you may feel invisible. If your confidence depends only on the last client you closed, the journey will be exhausting. You need a longer view. Build skills, build proof, build process, and keep acquiring clients even when things seem slow. A digital agency can become a global business. You can serve clients in different countries and work across borders. That opportunity is real. But international clients also expect professionalism, clarity, reliability, and good communication. The internet removes location barriers, but it also increases standards. Once you understand the foundation of skill, positioning, client acquisition, and delivery, the next stage is learning how to make the business more stable. Many digital agencies do not fail because the owner is completely unskilled. They fail because the business has no structure. Everything depends on the owner's energy, memory, and mood. That kind of setup can work for a short time, but it becomes dangerous as soon as the workload increases. Structure begins with clarity. You need to be clear about what you offer, who you offer it to, how the work will be done, how long it will take, and how success will be measured. When these things are vague, clients become anxious and team members become confused. Confusion creates delays, arguments, revisions, and refund requests. Clarity reduces all of that. A serious agency should have a simple onboarding process. When a client pays, what happens next? Who collects the brand information? Who joins the welcome meeting? Where are the files stored? What is the first deliverable? These questions should not be answered differently every time. The more repeatable your process becomes, the easier the business is to manage. Reporting is another area where agencies either look professional or look careless. Clients want to know what is happening with their money. Even when results are still growing, regular communication builds confidence. A short monthly report, a clear update, or a simple performance summary can make a client feel safer working with you. Silence makes clients assume the worst. Many people enter this space because the startup cost looks low. You don't need a physical shop, heavy machines, or a large warehouse. In the beginning, a laptop, internet connection, skill, and the ability to communicate can be enough. That low barrier is exactly why the space is crowded. Thousands of people are offering social media management, paid ads, content creation, branding, web design, and SEO. So the real competition is not just about skill. It is about trust, clarity, positioning, sales ability, and consistency. The first major foundation of a digital agency is skill. You need to be good at something valuable. Money management becomes more serious as the agency expands. You will have to pay tools, freelancers, ads, taxes, and maybe office or operational expenses. If you mix personal spending with business money, you will not know whether the agency is truly profitable. A simple system of separating income, expenses, and salary for yourself already puts you ahead of many beginners. One of the biggest dangers in this business is depending on too few clients. If one client represents most of your income and that client leaves, the agency can go into shock. This is why continuous client acquisition is necessary even when you are busy. Busy does not mean safe. Stable agencies keep a pipeline alive. You must also understand client life cycle. Some clients stay for years, some stay for a few months, some leave after one project. That is normal. Your job is to provide enough value that good clients have a reason to remain, while also making sure new clients are entering the system. Retention and acquisition must work together. There are different ways an agency can grow. One way is to increase the number of clients. Another way is to increase the value of each client through higher packages or additional services. Another way is to improve efficiency so that the same team can deliver more work with less stress. The strongest agencies pay attention to all three. You should also be careful about expanding services too quickly. Just because a client asks for something does not mean you should immediately add it as a permanent offer. Every new service brings new complexity. It is often better to master a few offers and become excellent at them than to become average at many things. Brand reputation is a long-term asset. In the digital world, people investigate before they buy. They look at your content, your presentation, your testimonials, and sometimes your past client results. This means every public piece of work is part of your sales system. A clean and consistent brand identity helps people take you more seriously. By the time you reach this stage of the journey, you should already understand that a digital agency is not built on motivation alone. It is built on skill, structure, sales, delivery, leadership, and patience. Many people like the idea of ownership, but fewer people like the responsibility that comes with it. Ownership means that when things go wrong, the final weight rests on you. Ownership also means that when things go right, the reward can be significant. A digital agency can give you access to global clients, flexible work, intellectual growth, and strong earning potential. It can also give you stress, irregular income, difficult conversations, and seasons where progress feels slow. Both sides are real. Anyone who only tells you the beautiful side is not preparing you properly. If you are truly serious about building one, your focus should not be on looking like an agency. Your focus should be on becoming useful to a specific type of client. Usefulness is what creates demand. Demand is what creates income. Income is what makes expansion possible. Too many people reverse the order. They try to look big first, then hope that. Protect your reputation with the same seriousness you protect your income. In this business, trust compounds. If clients feel safe with you, they stay longer, refer others, and make the business easier to run. If clients feel confused or disappointed, growth becomes harder, even if you are skilled. Also, protect your mind. There will be months that feel excellent and months that feel quiet. There will be clients who appreciate you and clients who challenge you. There will be team members who make life easier and others who create new problems. Emotional stability is part of the job. If every setback destroys your confidence, the journey will become heavier than it needs to be. Remember that systems are not boring administration. Systems are what turn your effort into a business that can live beyond your daily hustle. The more repeatable your work becomes, the less chaotic your operations will feel. A business without systems depends on pressure. A business with systems depends on process. You should also keep learning. Digital platforms evolve, audience behavior changes, advertising rules shift, design trends move. The agency owner who refuses to learn slowly becomes less relevant. You do not need to chase every trend, but you must remain competent and informed. Not every person who starts a digital agency should scale it into a large company. Some people will be happier and more profitable with a lean setup, fewer clients, higher prices, and direct involvement. Others will enjoy building teams, departments, and larger operations. Neither path is superior. What matters is choosing intentionally instead of growing by accident into a structure you cannot control. If your capital is small, begin lean. If your skill is still developing, begin as a specialist. If your confidence in sales is weak, practice conversations daily. If your delivery is inconsistent, reduce client volume and strengthen your process before pushing harder. Growth is good, but controlled growth is better. The real opportunity in this business is not just making money from services. It is building a reputation and a machine that can generate value repeatedly. That takes time. It takes discipline. It takes the willingness to do ordinary tasks consistently. Outreach, follow-up, reporting, revision, team review, and financial tracking. So if you want to own a digital agency, do it with clear eyes. Do not enter because it looks fashionable on the internet. Enter because you are willing to develop skill, face rejection, manage people, protect standards, and improve over time. If you can do that, this business can become one of the most flexible and scalable service models available today. If you are not willing to do that, it is better to admit it early and choose something